Hi everyone, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. Tonight is Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. And I want to take just a second to say a special, hey Odie Bear, Mame loves you. Mwah. I got a video of my youngest grandson running up to one of my videos and blowing me kisses, so I had to return the affection. So that's the joy of having a home production. I don't have a producer to scold me. I can do things like that. Okay, but back to the purpose for this video. I think everybody is pretty aware that there's changes happening on our Earth. Now, one of the things that can actually be a measurement of that change is called the Schumann resonance. You can look that up and actually see in live time the resonance that is recorded from our Earth. Basically, it's our Earth's heartbeat. And there's no denying over the last few years that heartbeat has been speeding up a little bit. Okay, now we are closely tied to our planet. And that means that we also are feeling some ascension symptoms. I wanted to share several little things tonight to aid you in learning more about this if you haven't. In fact, ascension symptoms, when they're problematic, can be called Ascension Flu. And you can do a search for Ascension Flu symptoms. And I did, and I'm not saying these are the only places to go to. I just went there, didn't seem to pick up any malware, and it was free. So those are kind of the three things I look for when I'm going to share a screen. 1 second, I'll share one with you. Okay, from numerologist.com, there was this article about is spiritual awakening making you sick? 10 symptoms of Ascension Flu. One of the things I really liked was this down here, just a snippet from it says, there's no denying that, like it or not, the population of planet Earth is ascending and you're coming with us. So if you have worried about loved ones, maybe they're not as intentionally growing towards ascension, but like it or not, there's some effect happening, even if they don't get as far along the path and trail as you and I might. Okay, let me just take a second here and I'll show you the next screen. 1 second. In this article from spiritualunite.com, I liked this introduction about why ascension symptoms occur. Ascension is a completely natural part of your being. It's the natural evolutionary process. For the duration of the ascension process, shifts are happening on all levels of your being. Now, this is a good time to stop with a disclaimer. They don't call it Ascension Flu for nothing. There's times when the symptoms you're feeling are physical in a very real way. And my video is not to replace medical advice from whatever type of healthcare you're comfortable accessing. I'm simply just pointing out that there is a possible spiritual aspect to some of the symptoms people are feeling, and that if you are aware of such a thing as Ascension Flu, and Chloe's telling us it's really important. The more you know, the more you can put your mind at ease. But if you think it's a physical problem that you're feeling, instead of ascension symptoms, please see your healthcare provider. This is not medical advice. My videos are for entertainment purposes only. And I am not a healthcare professional, nor would I want to be unless I was trained to run a med bed. That wouldn't be too bad. Okay, let me show one more screen. Just a second. Okay, so in this article from spiritualwanderers.blogspot.com, there was a list, and it's from 2016, so Ascension is not a new process. Some people started on it sooner than others, but I like that he set out the different types of symptoms and then gave some illustrations of what they might be. Physical. Number 2 was emotional. Number 3 was mental, psychological. Number 4 was spiritual, vibrational, energetic. Number 5 was other. And number 6 was my favorite part of this blog, and that was positive symptoms. So it's good to know that even if right now you're dealing with a symptom such as ringing in your ears or waking up for some reason at 3 a.m. on the dot, night after night, or you're sensitive to noise, all of a sudden much more sensitive, please know that there's some positive aspects to the change, and the symptoms you're feeling aren't permanent. All right. But as our Earth's heartbeat speeds up and we as humanity are preparing as much as possible to ascend with our Earth and to increase our vibrations so we're all in alignment, there is some discomfort with that. We are, think of, little kids with their growing pains and cutting teeth and things like that. Well, we're doing it now, whatever our age is, in a very different but real way. Okay, so my question for the universe tonight is, I would like the universe to share with us insights and advice and information about this item called Ascension Flu. I know the articles I read said that there were different priorities, but let's see what the universe says is a priority, advice, and just how to have the proper mindset to navigate through this really unique time in our history with our Ascension Flu symptoms. One moment, I'll switch the camera. Okay, our first card tonight is the Nine of Swords. Second card is Queen of Pentacles. Third card is Three of Wands. Fourth card is the Hermit. Fifth card is the Hanged Man. Sixth card is Ace of Wands. Seventh card is the Magician. I'll be right back and we'll talk about those cards. Okay, the situation we were asking about, does the universe, Chloe's really getting in the picture tonight. Yes, honey, I love you. Just a minute. Give me a little bit, okay? Please. Please. Later. Okay, sorry about that. I hope I don't have to stop the video. You guys have been pretty patient about my cats appearing on screen, so I appreciate that. Okay, so we were asking if the universe had advice or clarification about the Ascension Flu symptoms that we may be dealing with, whether it's ringing in the ears or loud noises bothering us or changes in appetite or energy levels, things like that. The situation is indicated by this Nine of Swords. And if you notice, it's he's in bed, so get your rest if you need it. There's some nights I need 6 hours and some nights I need 12. And luckily, since my kids are grown, I can indulge myself, and I hope as much as possible you can too. Just know that there's a lot of things you may be worrying about the symptoms you're feeling, and there's not that much to worry about. These changes are natural, even if they're unusual, and that's no. I may have to stop and pet a kitty. I'm going to try to keep going here, so I appreciate your patience. Okay, Queen of Pentacles clarifies the situation a little more, and she's about generosity, and we use the word abundance a lot, but she does signify that. So also, be generous to yourself and with others that may be feeling these symptoms. So just clarify and get your rest. There's not nearly as much to worry about as you might think there is, and to be patient and tranquil about the changes as much as possible because they are natural. Okay, the near past, we have the Three of Wands, which is nice. It's a success card. It means this is a good thing for the human race. Absolutely good thing. The present card has the Hermit, who is, I'm going to pause. When I come back, my cat will have had a couple of treats and hopefully be out of the picture. I'm back. We were talking about the Hermit card. It's always good to look at who he's shining his lamp at and what he's looking at. He is watching us, the Quorans, and that means that we have some loving energy that is not of this world, that is kind of aiding us in this process and overseeing it to some extent. And he is a very wonderful energy to have. I love, you know, whatever he manifests for you as, whether it's your future self or off-world help or divine help, integral part of it. It is a process of spiritual awakening, even though that spiritual change is manifesting as a physical change. Let's look ahead. We had numerous major arcanas in this. We had 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pardon me, 1, 2, 3. The bottom row has 2. Near future, we've got the Hanged Man. Okay. Now he is not in discomfort. He's actually in a yoga position, and he's pretty chill. Okay. He is looking at things in a new way. And as our bodies change with the DNA upgrades and what have you that we're going to be undergoing, we are going to be looking at things in a new way with new eyes, new ears. Well, you know, I hear that, and I don't mean to have a pun there, that our hearing will be improved. The range of tones we can hear will be increased. The color range we can see is going to be increased. So there is truly some literal aspects to this, looking at things in a new way. Our advice card is the Ace of Wands, and that's a success card. So this process, even if it's not comfortable, is part of wonderful things happening for the human race. And it's nothing to worry about, or not much. I mean, yeah, if you can't get those 12 hours of sleep the night you need them, there is a little to worry about, but not a lot. The Magician, now for me, he's 2 things. Yes, he is about manifesting, and that means imagining and making things happen just by telling the universe or, you know, your creator or whoever you speak to that you want this change or that change, or you'd like this in your life. So he's about manifesting, but to me, he's also balance. And so with all of this, as we're going through these changes, keep some balance. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others, get lots of liquids, get lots of rest when you can. Look at the symptoms list. If you tend to be a hypochondriac, maybe don't. That last one I showed you, though, that blog one, I love the positive aspects. So focus on those, what the outcome is going to be, the positive outcome of going through these Ascension Flu symptoms, and know that they're not going to last forever. But they may cycle in and out, and we just need to be prepared for that because big changes are happening and we're part of it. Let's see if there's a little more universal advice for us. Okay. This is a partial harvest. We're partway there. Some of us are further along than others. Some of us are ready. Some of us are getting ready. And that's why I said be gentle with one another. We all know there's a continuum or spectrum of readiness and health and willingness to grow, because we can stop the process just simply by free will. We are creatures of free will. Got the world. Remember, wreaths are victories. This is a victory for us. So go with the changes, be gentle with yourself, get your rest, stay hydrated, and be wise to know when symptoms that you're feeling may be more related to Ascension Flu than something you need to see a healthcare provider for. But by all means, if you need a healthcare provider, please don't substitute this video for that professional help, because this is for entertainment and just camaraderie. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, share, and you're welcome to comment. And I thank you so much for being part of this journey. Guys, it's an exciting time to be alive. I am so glad I'm here, and I hope you're glad you're here. And try to keep any frustration about how things don't move at the pace we want. Keep that to a minimum, and just celebrate the fact that you're awake and aware that changes are happening and we're part of it. And in the meantime, word to the wise for evil, there are a lot of mama bears that are waking up. A lot of us, and we're not going back to sleep. And we want our little ones to be safe, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Good night.